Hey everyone, welcome back to Pokemon Reborn. Today, of course, we're starting at the Mirage Tower once again. You may notice that I am alone this time. That is because I actually went ahead and switched save files. So before we move on, I actually want to showcase what else you can find here at the Mirage Tower without Taka. Because when you have Taka here, you can't actually surf. And there's a bunch of items scattered around here. I don't really want to show off many of them except for this one right here, which is a dust stone. Again, the only way to get a dust stone at this current point is to either find one or to mine one, assuming you have that mining mod pack. I believe it's called the mining overhaul pack. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and reset this whole area because there's one more item that we can find. It doesn't matter if you have Taka with you for this item at all. But basically what you need to do is you need to find one more Mirage spot, which will make it so that the Mirage Tower no longer appears in this area. And speaking of Mirage spots, I'll actually have a map in the description and it will showcase all the locations that Mirage spots can appear. There's only 4 of them. I haven't really mapped out the desert areas that much because the desert is just enormous. Like, I opened it up in RPG Maker and it's just absolutely huge and I wasn't really sure how to tackle it. But anyways, I'm going to meet you here as soon as I find that Mirage spot and make this area disappear. And I'm back. This is the location where the Mirage Tower would be, assuming you haven't found 3 Mirage spots, or assuming that you found another Mirage spot after finding those 3 Mirage spots. So what you'll find over here is actually the TM for return. And again, I normally don't make note of hidden items unless there's something really special, but there is a rare bone that is right over here. Those do sell for quite a bit. So anyways, we're pretty much done with this area. So I'm going to go ahead and meet you on my other save file. I'm going to meet you back at the train platform, and we're going to be making our way to a different area. And we're back here at the train station. We're not going to be taking that train out of here, but instead, with our buddy Taka here, we are going to be heading over to the Slugiline ruins. I hope that's how you say it. I usually try and practice the pronunciations for these areas sometimes, that way I don't sound like a complete fool when I say them out loud. But I'm never really sure how to say them. So anyways, over here is the Slugiline ruins. Or the cave, rather. We have yet to actually enter the ruins themselves, but Taka has a lot to say about this place as well. So if you bring him, take your time, stop, and read a lot of the lore. It's really good. So starting off, we're going to go ahead and head down to this corner over here. For the most part, this cave has a lot of sinkholes, and that's kind of the gimmick here. We're going to be trying to fall down certain sinkholes and end up in certain locations. So following this path right here, we should eventually end up on this ledge, and over here we can find a Draco plate. And that's pretty much the only notable item that we'll find down here. So again, we're going to take that sinkhole, we're going to take this sinkhole, and we should end up back at the entrance here. From the entrance here, we're going to again head down to this corner, and of course take the stairs right there, but this time we're going to take a different route. We want to make our way over to this sinkhole right here, go down it, and end up on this ledge. And we're going to continue up this ledge, up these stairs, and eventually end up in another room, the sinkholes. And we want to go down the northern middle sinkhole right here. From here we want to go all the way to the right, enter up these stairs, and we want to enter this cavern entrance. And of course Taka is going to comment a lot, but for the most part we want to press the button on this Arceus statue and then just go ahead and leave. From this point you can basically just enter the sinkholes until you end up back in the main room. Once more from the main room, we're going to go ahead and head up to the northeastern sinkhole this time. When we fall down here, we want to go ahead and head up this ladder right here. At this part, you want to be a little bit careful if you're using the speed up, but we want to head all the way up to the north, and we want to head down the northern middle sinkhole again. And finally, from this room, we want to head down to the corner right here, up this ladder, and turn on the switch of this Arceus statue right here. And of course, from here, we want to make our way all the way back to the starting room. From the starting room again, we can go ahead and head down the middle sinkhole this time, and it's pretty straightforward at this point. We want to head up these stairs and then head up these stairs once again, which is what we turn the switches on the Arceus statue for. It's also a rare candy hidden right here. And we'll finally enter this room right here. Just a bit of warning about this room. Each of these Garchomp statues will challenge you to a battle should they catch you in their line of sight. It will be a level 75 Garchomp. You can actually avoid these, or most of them, if you try. But I do recommend having an Ice type with you. Weavile, Alolan Ninetales, those are really, really good. They will outspeed it and you can knock them out with either Ice Punch or Blizzard. Because I don't really think it's possible to avoid all of these statues. So anyways, from here I'm going to skip through Taka's text and I'm going to switch my party around really quick. We're going to go ahead and try to make our way through here. As you can see right there, they do indeed move. And there is the level 75 Garchomp. So I'm going to cut all these battles out and I'll get back to you in a second. And with that, we can kind of move on a little bit here. Something to also note about this room is once you take out the Garchomp, saying is something to note about this room. Okay, let's try that again. So here at the end of the room, Taka will speak to us again, but as I was saying, once you take out the Garchomps, they're gone for good. The other Garchomps will still be there, but every Garchomp you take down actually removes them from that area. So anyways, here in this room, we want to go ahead and move all the way to the back here. There is another Arceus statue, but there is also the Stone Edge TM. There's also a Crystal Shard right here, Light Shard. If you don't have Taka with you, it's really nice to be able to restore your health. But we're going to go ahead and talk to this Arceus statue right here and actually activate it. Alright, so with that Arceus statue activated, there should be a bunch of sinkholes inside of this room. You can find them scattered about. I recommend, highly recommend that you ignore this sinkhole right here. This sinkhole right here is a bit of a trap. It will not work out for what we're going to be doing right here. So I recommend you move down to this sinkhole right here. You can save if you want, but remember that you're dropping down this sinkhole right here. Taka will have a bit more text for you. But right here is a basin, and you're going to need Pokesnacks to fill this basin. But what you want to do is you want to fill this basin right here, and remember that you filled this basin, remember the hole that you dropped down from. So from there, we're going to go ahead and grab this Medichemite right here. If you didn't know, before episode 18 and episode 17 and earlier, this was actually the Agronite. So if you're just now playing episode 18, that's a minor change. But from there, we can go ahead and drop down the sinkhole, return to the entrance, and we have to make our way all the way back to the other Arceus statue room. Which means going through the Garchomp statue room. If you thinned it out, you should be able to get through there without even having to battle at all. So anyways, I'll meet you all there. So now that we're back here inside the Arceus statue room, we're going to go ahead and move back down to the sinkhole that lines up with the basin that we filled earlier. And you might want to save right here, just in case things go wrong. And you want to go ahead and drop down it. There will be a Gible right there feeding upon the Pokesnacks that you left earlier. And assuming you use the right sinkhole that lines up with the right basin that you filled, you will drop behind the Gible and you will instantly battle it. Again, Taka will offer some more text, and that's pretty much it for this place. I want to come up to this basin and I want to quickly discuss why it is a bit of a trap. So this basin is supposed to line up with the sinkhole that is above it. However, the reason this basin is a trap because it actually doesn't. Instead of dropping behind the Gible right here, you will actually drop, I think, around here. So it's not going to work out for you. Anyways, we have one more location that I want to explore within the desert, so I'm gonna meet you back at the train stop, and I'll talk to you then. Alright, so I'm back here at the train stop. You'll notice that I'm alone and that Taka is not with me. And that is because Taka can't actually come with us to the Teknite Ridge, which is where we're heading next. So if you did take the route where you have Taka by your side in the desert, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer and find some place to kind of ditch him, which I'll be showing you on the next part, before you can go to the Teknite Ridge. You can actually bring Taka to the Teknite Cave, I believe, and he will comment on that. But you can't bring him to the Teknite Ridge. Also, something else I should have made clear earlier is that you're going to need Power Gem, Earthquake, and I believe it's Tailwind to actually make all of this work out. So in order to get to the Teknite Ridge, we want to just follow these train tracks right here. And eventually we'll reach a point where it will tell us that there's a fierce sandstorm and that we can't go any further ahead, so we want to head off left from here. The Teknite Ridge, or Teknite Cave, or actually both of them, are the easiest places to navigate to, in my opinion. Anyways, now that we're within the Teknite Cave, we can go ahead and enter the second room. You can go ahead and grab the items inside of here if you want. But inside of the second room here, we want to enter a battle and go ahead and use Power Gem. After using Power Gem, you'll notice that there are now crystals everywhere. Also, forgot to mention, but there is a Dawn Stone right there. But we can go ahead and interact with this crystal, and then we can go ahead and Rock Smash this wall right here a couple times and just break on through. Within this room, we want to kind of do the same thing. And once again, by using Power Gem inside of this room, we will activate a bunch of crystals. This time there's going to be a green crystal that usually turns another object that might be blocking your way into a green crystal so that you can break it and move on. At this point, we actually now want to go ahead and get into another battle, and this time use Earthquake. That the crystal should shatter, including the crystal that was actually blocking our path, and we can move up the staircase right here. So from this spot on, we now need to get into another battle and use Power Gem to move on. And with that, the crystals should return, and we can now access this red crystal right here, and Rock Smash our way through this wall right here. And of course, we have to perform the same gimmick inside of this room as well. With one more Power Gem, this room will have crystals, and we can activate the green one to move on past here. And move on all the way over here, where we will finally reach the Teknite Ridge. We could do a bit of exploring out here, but instead I want to head back inside here, and there is a little bit more this place to mess around with. So inside of this room here is another Power Gem room. You want to get inside of battle and use Power Gem, because if you try to surf on this water and cross it right here, you will only be pushed down. And with that, crystals will be absolutely everywhere. Here we can move on down to the south side of this room and activate the blue crystal to make a bridge across the water. And we can finally reach the inside of this room and get the TM for Poison Jab. Not very useful right now, but it's something. There's also an item right here. I'm only grabbing these mainly because I'm never coming back to this area, so it's good to grab them before I do that. And with all of those items collected, we can go ahead and move on. So we're going to go ahead and move on to this side of the range, and this side of the range is mostly a bunch of boulders that we have to push out of the way. So we want to go ahead and climb these stairs and start up from here, and push this boulder down a little bit. There's not a lot of notable items here, so we can go ahead and push that boulder straight down there. You could go to the right from here, assuming you push that boulder right here downward. However, the only thing you would actually get is a health wing, so I can't say it's worth it. If you jump this ledge, I don't know what I just said, but if you jump this ledge right here, you can actually grab a relic copper, which sells for a little bit. But for the most part, we want to go ahead and leave this way into that cave and then come out over here. There's actually a bunch of hidden items, but we're not here for those. what we are here for is over here, which is the TM for Power Punch. And then from there we can go ahead and jump on these ledges and maneuver our way over here. And we will find a rock climb spot, which we will be taking care of later, but we can also go ahead and find a nugget. So for the most part, that's everything that we can do on this side of the range. But I'm going to go ahead and meet you inside of the room that we were previously inside of before we left for this range, and we're going to go ahead and explore the other side. So back inside this room, once we go up these stairs, instead of going outside that exit, we can come over here and leave through this exit right here. This is actually where you need to use Tailwind inside of a battle. After you enter a battle and use Tailwind, you'll get the message that a strong gust has picked up. And from there, we can actually start to work on this puzzle. So with the wind going, we can go ahead and move on over this way. And then we want to go ahead and jump down to this ledge. And from this ledge, we want to move back over this way and we can grab the Pidgeotite. So again, that is one more Megastone that we've collected, and we want to move on upward this way. From this point, we want to move on over towards this direction. And if you haven't noticed already, we can make some pretty long jumps now that we have the wind going. So from here on, we want to move up this way, sort of this direction over here. We want to jump down this ledge, but don't jump down the next, and we want to climb up over here. And up here, at this peak, we will in fact find a Rowlet egg. So I'm going to go ahead and send that to the PC and just be done with it. Rowlet egg isn't exactly all we're here to collect, and no, if you're curious, you can't actually go left from here. But from here, we're going to go ahead and leave this spot and move on down towards this ledge over here. And from this ledge, we want to move all the way to the ledge that is in the corner right over here and grab this ice memory. From here, we can kind of start to move back towards the center of things and move on up over here. So originally at this spot, we kept going north, but instead we want to go to the side right here. And then we want to go ahead and go to the side once again. Jump this ledge, but be careful not to jump the second ledge. And then up over here, we can grab the field readout notes for the mountain field. At long last. Feels a bit overdue, because we've encountered the mountain field many times before. But anyways, beyond that, we've pretty much seen and grabbed everything that is here to be seen and grabbed on Teknite Ridge, or rather Teknite Range. So anyways, this was likely a very long video. Thank you all for watching, I hope it helps, and I will catch you guys on the next one.